last theorem of that exercise is 1.7. So it is a reverse of theorem number 1.6. If it is 2 raised to n and 5 raised to m form, then it will be the terminating decimal expansion, and if it is not into 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m form, so it will be what? Non-terminating repeating form. So how can we express that theorem in our exercise? So for that we have one question number 1. So you need not to remember all the theorem, because in the examination that theorem will be asked as in the sum. So question number 1, without actually performing the long division, state whether the following rational number, so it is rational number will have terminating decimal expansion or non-terminating decimal expansion. So we need to remember the two things. So first, either that rational number it is terminating decimal expansion, or it will be non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. So for that we are using that two theorem, 1.6 and 1.7. First of all, we can start from our denominator term. So here in a denominator, first of all we can find its factor. So we can write like that 3, 1, 2, 5. So last digit is 5. So it will be divisible with 5. So 5, 6 are 30. So here we have a 1. 5, 2 are 10. So here we have a 2. So it will be 25. Once again we can divide with 5. So it will be 125. Once again we can divide with 5. So it will be 25. And last, if it is divided with 5, so it will be 5, and 5 ones are 5. So it means what? Factor of 3125 is equal to 5 times 5. So denominator we can write 5 raised to 5. So here we can clearly say that denominator is in a form of 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m form. So hence denominator also we can write like that. Hence 3125 has a factor in form of 5 raised to m. So it is which kind of number? Terminating decimal expansion. So it is, so 31 upon 3125 is terminating decimal expansion. Clear? So here you need to remember one thing is only that what? If denominator it is in a form of 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m form, so it is terminating decimal expansion. And if it is not, so it is not a terminating decimal expansion. Now our question number second. So 17 upon 8. So in a 17 upon 8, what is the factor of 8? So it will be 4. Once again, so it will be 2, and 2 ones are 2. So what is the factor of 8? It will be 2 raised to 3. So here once again the denominator it will be in the 2 raised to m form. So here we can write like that. Hence 8 is in form of 2 raised to n. So 17 upon 8 is terminating decimal. Next 455. So now 455 what happened? First of all we need to find its factor. So last digit is 5. So it will be divided with 5. So 5 nines are 45 and 5 ones are 5. Then it will be divisible with 7 because 13 sevens are 91. So here we have a 13 and 13 ones are 30. So what is the decimal expansion of denominator is? Factor of denominator is 5 into 7 into 30. So in the denominator we clearly see that what? We have the two extra factor like 7 and 13. So we cannot convert that number into the we cannot convert that number into the rational number form. So we can conclude that 455 has a factor of 5 into 7 into 30. So it is not in a form of 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n form. So 64 upon 455 is which kind of number it is? Non-terminating repeating. So it will be non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. So it will be only the non-terminating decimal expansion. So last, fourth and fifth will be same. In question number fourth and fifth, you clearly see that first of all you need to find the factor of its denominator term. So if factor it is in the 2 or 3, 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n form. So we can convert that number into the decimal expansion form, and if it is not, so it is non-terminating decimal expansion. So it will be in your homework, you can just try at your home, and finally we can conclude that it is either it is in a form of terminating decimal expansion or it will be the non-terminating decimal expansion. So we can start our last example, 29 upon 243. So what is the factor of 243? So first of all we can start either, so here you can clearly see that what? It will be divisible with 3. So 3 8s are 24 and 3 1s are 3. So 243 is divisible with 3. So here we have 81. Once again it will be divisible with 3. So 27. Once again, so it will be 9, then 3, and then 3 1s are 3. So what is the factor of 243 is equal to? How many times of 3? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we can write 3 raised to 5. But it is not in a form of 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. So 243 is not a form of 2 raised to n 5 raised to n form. So 29 upon 243 is non-terminating decimal expansion. So from that all exercise we can conclude that what? Either it is in a decimal expansion form or it will be in the non-terminating decimal expansion form. So for that you need to remember the two things. Which two things? If denominator it is in a form of 5 and 2 or 2 or only 2 or only 5, so we can convert that number into the decimal expansion, terminating decimal expansion. And if we have the term rather than the 2 and 5 like 7 and 13 and or a 3, so we can conclude that it is not a terminating decimal expansion. So it is a which kind of decimal expansion? Non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. We are continuing with exercise 1.4 question 1.6. So here in a question 6 you clearly see that what? The denominator here 2 raised to 5 and 2 raised to 3 and 5 raised to 2 has in form of 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. So 23 upon 2 raised to 3 5 raised to 2 is terminating decimal expansion. It is terminating decimal expansion. In question number 7, you clearly see that what here we have a 7 raised to 5. So it is not in a form of 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n form. So it will be which kind of number? Non-terminating decimal expansion. So here we can write here 2 raised to 2, 5 raised to 7, 7 raised to 5 is not in a form of 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. So 129 upon 2 raised to 2, 5 raised to 7 and 7 raised to 5 is non-terminating decimal expansion. So similarly we can also perform for question 8, 9 and 10. So this both it is in your homework, you can just try at your home, and if any doubts you can ask in on my WhatsApp group. So we can directly perform our last example. In a last example you can clearly see that what here the denominator contain which term? 210. So first of all we can find its factor. So we can start with 2. 2 ones are, so it will be 105. Once again it will be 2. So no, so last digit is 5, so we cannot start with 2. So we can start with 5. So 5 twos are, 5 ones are. Once again 3. So 7 and 7 ones are 7. So what is the factor of that number is, if we can rearrange, so we can find it factor like that 2, 3, 5, 7. So here 210, the factor of 210 is not a form of 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. So 77 upon 210 is non-terminating decimal expansion. So it is very easy exercise, because in exercise you need to remember the two thing is what? If denominator is in a form of 2 raised to n, 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n form, so it is in the terminating, and if it is not, so it is what? Non-terminating decimal expansion. So from exercise 1.4, where question number 2 is like that, write down the decimal expression of those rational number in question number 1. So in a question number 1 we have the 10 sum. Out of 10, some are that will be the terminating decimal expansion and some are the non-terminating decimal expansion. So if denominator means that term, if it is 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n form, so it will be the terminating decimal expansion. So now in that question, in first question we can just declare that it is terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating decimal expansion, but in that sum we also convert that terminating decimal expansion in decimal form. So how can we convert that? For that, here in sum number 1 we can find its factor. So its factor is like that 3, 1, 2, 5. So if it is divisible with 5, so 5 6 are 30, so here we have a 1. So we can already find its factor in question number 1. So here we can write 5 raised to 5. Now I want to convert that question into the decimal form. So actually it is a rational form. Now I want to convert that rational number form into the decimal form. So for that, here we have only the term 5. We do not have the term of 2. So here we are multiplying and divide with same number like that. So here we can write like that, 13 into 2 raised to 5. So 5 times 2. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 2s are 32 upon. Here both have the same power 5. So here we can also write like that, 2 into 5 all raised to 5, because these both are in the multiplication and both have the same power. So we can also write like that. Now 32 into 13. So the answer is 416 upon 5 2s are 10 all raised to 5. So it means what? 416 upon how many times of 0? 10 raised to 5 means 5 times 0. So final. So here we can write like that, 0.00416, because it having the 5 zeros. So we can convert that rational form into the decimal form. So answer is 0.00416. So from that example, first of all we can conclude that it is terminating or non-terminating, and if it is terminating, so we can convert into the decimal form. But if it is not a terminating form, so we cannot convert into the decimal form. Now we are performing our question number 2. So here what is of, once again, factor of 8 is 2 raised to 3, because 8 means what? 2 into 2 into 2. So 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So here we can write like that, 2 raised to 3, because 3 times 2. Now once again we are multiplying and divide with 5. Here we are multiplying with 2 and here we are multiplying with 5, because we have an already denominator. If we have an already in a denominator we have a 5, so we are multiplying with 2, and if we have in the denominator have a 2, so we are multiplying with 5, and if we have in the both, so for that we first of all we can make the power same. After making power same, we can convert that rational number into the decimal form. Now 17 into 125 upon 2 into 5 all raised to 3, because once again both have the same power, so we can write like that, and 5 raised to 3, it means 125. Now 125 multiply with 7, so answer is 2125 into 10 raised to 3. 10 raised to 3 means what? We can write like that, 1000. So answer is 2.125. So now this number is converted into the decimal form by using our theorem number 1.5 and 1.6. If it is in that form, so we can convert that number into the decimal form, but if it is not, so we cannot convert that number into the decimal expansion form. So in question number 3, so you can clearly see that what? The factor of 455, it is not in a form of 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n form. So we cannot convert that number into the decimal expansion form. So in that sum, we can directly write down what? We cannot convert into the decimal expansion form. So you can try at your home. Similarly, we have all the sum from like question number 5, 7, 8, 9 and 10. We have the same procedure. If it is in the 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n form, so we can convert into the decimal form. But if it is not, so we cannot convert that number into the decimal expansion form. So last question of that exercise is 23 upon 2 raised to 3 into 5 raised to 2. So here we have a both term 2 as well as 5. So for that what we can do, first of all we can make the power both same. So for that here we can write like that 5 raised to 2 into 5 into 5, because here we have a power of 3. So here we also make the power of 3. So we are multiplying and divide with 5. So now 23 5s are it will be 115. Now we can write like that 2 raised to 3 into 5 raised to 3. Now both have the same power 3 3. So now 115 upon, we can write like that, both have a same power, so all raised to 3. So now 115 upon 10 raised to 3. So 10 raised to 3 means what? We can write like 1000. So answer is 0.115. So we can convert that number into the decimal form if it is a terminating decimal expansion. So similarly we can also perform for the question 7 to 10. Same method, same procedure. If it is terminating decimal expansion, so we can convert that number into the decimal form. And if it is not terminating, it means what? It is even the non-terminating decimal expansion. So we cannot convert into the decimal. Okay, last question of exercise 1.4, question number 3. In question number 3 they are asking what? If it is in the decimal form, if it is in a P upon Q form. So here it, first of all we can convert fraction or a rational number into the decimal form. Now we can perform the reverse, decimal into the fraction form. So for that you must remember the two theorem, that will be theorem number 1.6 is what? After point here we can clearly say that what, how many digits? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10 digits. So we can write like that upon. So after point we have 4 4 8 and 9. So we have a 9 0. So it is in a form of ten raised to 9, because we have a 9 0. So if we have a 10 raised to 9, so we can also write like that 2 into 5 all raised to 9. So once again it will be in the 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n form. Clear? So we can convert that number into the fraction form. So what is its fraction? Fraction is 4 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So similarly for a question number 2, but in a question number 2 you can clearly see that what, here 120, then 1200, then 12,000. So digits are not repeated, digits are different. So if digits are different, so it is which kind of number? Non-terminating decimal expansion. So it is non-terminating decimal expansion. So we cannot convert that number into the fraction form. Now that last question number 3, 43.123456789, and they have on the bar sign. So it means what? These digits are repeated. So we can perform the same sum in class 9 chapter 1. So we have on the same question like that. How can we convert that repeated digits into the fraction form? So we have one procedure, but in that sum we cannot follow that same procedure. Here we can just write down what? We can convert that number into the decimal form, or fraction form or not. So if digits are repeating, so here we can write this is terminating decimal expansion. So we can convert that number in 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m form. So it is terminating decimal expansion. So we have one procedure, but here we can directly write down what? It is in a form of 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m form. So here we cannot show all the procedure, but we know that if digits are repeated, we can convert that number into the decimal number. And if we convert that number into the decimal form, the denominator is always in which form? 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m form. So we can convert that number into the decimal, we can convert that number into the fraction form.